was one of my first people. One of the people I wanted to beat was Dexter. So when I finally beat Dexter, you know, I'm walking backstage after finally placed ahead of him. He looks at me, he goes, "It's about time."
Talk to us a little bit about what that means to be competing against him at what could potentially be his last. Now I say potentially because, you know, everything that
you never know. You never know.
Everything
well, first of all, I just put like I admire Dexter like tremendously, man. You know, when I started looking at magazines, I was already looking at his physique, checking it out, seeing the difference, how different it was, you know, and I understood why they called him the Blade. But you know, when my first interaction with Dexter, though, you know, he gave me a pretty hard time. I had a friend of mine introduce me to Dex at a bodybuilding show, and she was all excited, you know, because she knew I had a nice body, so she's gonna introduce me to Dexter. So I come up to Dexter, and she's like, "Show him your bicep." So I pull out my bicep. Dexter looks at me, and goes,
"What year was? What year was?"
I can't tell you what year it was. I was in college though. I can't tell you it was at the Tennessee State show. I can't remember what year. It's before I even started bodybuilding. It's before I ever did a bodybuilding show.
Was he serious or?
Well, actually, it wasn't before I did before I did any NPC show. Actually, I was actually doing some natural bodybuilding at the time, I think. But yeah, he just straight looked at me and just. So you know, I thought, okay.
Have you reminded him of this?
I mean, I probably mentioned it a little bit, but he knows. He knows. I got more to the story, so he knows. So I see him. I started getting in the industry. I go to the Arnold, and I'm go to my first Arnold, and I'm there excited, and I see Dexter Jackson. I don't think he remembers me, but then I figure out he remembers me because he looks at me and goes, "He does the same thing." And I was like, "What's up with this? What's up with this?" So you know, I was like, man. So it was like his Olympia, when he won the Olympia. I was actually got to go to we walked to the gala after the Olympia, and we ended up walking with Dale and Dex, me and my wife. So you know, we got to talking, and Dex was on cloud 9, and we ended up leaving around the same time or whatever. And like a week or two later, me and Dexter had an appearance together in Missouri at he invited us out. So we went to go eat at a steakhouse, and I remember Dexter ordering his steak well done. I'm like, man, who eats a steak well done? How do you eat a steak well done? And then he didn't even finish the steak, you know? So we hung out, we kicked it, man. I got to know Dex a little bit better. And then, you know, finally, you know, he was a cool dude, you know. But then later, he admitted on stage, he guest posed at my show. At one of my shows, he admitted on stage that he used to give me a hard time. And he didn't like me when he first met me, he used to give me a hard time. And he said, you know why I gave him a hard time though? He said, because he was a rookie. so he gave me that rookie. He was giving me that rookie treatment. So yes, for me, my whole goal was, you know, coming up was one of the people I wanted to beat was Dexter. So when I finally beat Dexter, you know, I'm walking backstage after finally placed ahead of him. He looks at me, he goes, "It's about time." So Dexter cracks me up, man. So me being his last Olympia, man, it means a lot to me, man. And you know, he's definitely one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. So my hat goes off to him. We'll miss him, and man, he always keeping it live, man. Dexter, he's something else, man.